do it.
Well,
Let's see, make sure all our connections are up. Everybody's channel's good.
So far.
Cool, cool, cool. Yep. Bell Kings Fantasy Football League. It's your man, Tony D, aka the Random Multi Broadcaster. Season 3 of the broadcast, week 11 of the 2024 football season. We are joined. The original co-host is made today, ladies and gentlemen. Brian is in the house. Brian, what's good?
What's going on, gentlemen?
I like your hat there. What does that represent, sir?
The Houston Texans.
But are they hunters? It looks like they're in.
Oh,
in
it's like every November it's the tribute to service, so it's like camouflage. Yeah, so the whole league does that. I think this year the whole league is doing a snow type of camouflage this year. All the teams are doing it.
Okay.
We're also joined by Fireman Richard, the Morning Coffee, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 0600 a.m. on Rumble Studio. Rich, what's good?
thank you, Tony. No, everything's good. Another week of football, week 11. I'm excited and good to be here.
Gotcha. Last but not least, Michael George Bathurst, hashtag shout MGB. What up, Mike?
Shout MGB will set you free, far beyond the worries of today. How are you? There you go.
All righty then, ladies and gentlemen, recaps from last week. Go for it, please. Well, excuse me, gentlemen. Recaps from last week. Go for it, go for it, go for it.
I regret picking Detroit last week.
Knew that was coming.
Why? They won.
Why? Yeah.
No, the Texans won.
In what way? In fantasy football? Or are you talking on those clouds that
On
you're
Sunday
talking
night
about?
on Sunday Night Football, Texans won.
No. It's 26-23 Lions.
What?
Check the scores.
Yeah. You know what? When you're on those cloud-based drugs that you're talking about,
You can't do that to people with jobs, man. Stop doing that. You'll get people investigated.
I think I got the right thing, unless I'm looking at something differently. They ended
Hang on. I'm checking. Because I was like, wait, that was like they were ahead when I was asleep. When I went to bed, I was like, okay, cool, they're ahead.
Yeah, they played horrible. You're right. The Lions played horrible.
Second half.
Oh, they won by field goal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And do you know why that is? Because when you have such a dynamic team, you can suck most of the game and come back. They're doing the script that Kansas City does. Kansas City has not been great this year. If you look at them statistically, they just find a way to win.
Mahomes looks average stats right now.
Yeah. And do you know who has amazing stats among the best in the league? Joe Burrow. And who has a horrible winning record this year? Joe Burrow. Yeah. So none of it makes sense. But we're talking about fantasy football and the color yellow today. Hi.
You're weird. You're weird. Ted's in the house. Ted, what is good, bro?
Ted.
What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Rich, what we got record-wise, if you don't mind, sir?
Oh, okay. Let me bring that up. I got it all queued here. Let's see. Where is it here? For week. And it seems like I did a lot better the 2 weeks in a row that I've done pretty decent here. Let me bring it up on the pre.
Bring it, y'all.
What?
There we go. There's for week 10.
Is that me, boyfriend, or is that everybody?
I don't know.
Okay,
There's week 10. As we see, Captain Rehab, he wins again for 2 weeks in a row. He freaking nailed it. I was right there. I actually, that last game, I would have been on top, but he tied me. Tony, you came in second, 8-6, along with Ted, Brian, and Michael. And Tina tied with CBS.
Did I get 8 right?
Yes, you did get 8. Yes.
I thought I only got 7 right.
No, I've counted 8. Let's see.
Okay.
You had,
all right.
If I go back into my chart here. This is the chart for. I don't have the game. Let me see.
Yeah.
Where are the games? No, hang on for a minute. Let me get this.
Do you know how many analysts only were 7-7?
Well, like I said, CBS was 7-7.
Yeah.
So,
Brian, how did you do last week? You thought you did better. You thought you did better than you did.
Brian
right?
Ty, that's overall right now after week 10, 152 games.
Good.
I'm keeping Captain Rehab in the 8th spot, even though he
Oh.
has more than Tina, because he was missing week 4 and 5. I'm not gonna, you're not a full participant.
Tony's got a 6-game lead on me.
That could change in 1 week, though. Well, the thing is, if you look at the picks, and that's one that I've been looking at for the last couple of weeks, we're all picking the same, and the difference is only 2. You're not going to get
1 or 2 games.
You rack the games and stuff like that. You're not going to get a great increase, because the increase I've had over the last couple of days that have moved me up has only been 2 or 3 games. So it's very tight. Everybody's very tight on their picks each week.
Can I ask a question to the room?
Sure, go for it.
Hi, Tina.
Okay.
Hey,
Why
Tina.
do you think Brock Purdy doesn't get the respect he deserves?
He's not the superstar of the team.
No, but I mean fantasy wise, because he always gets around 23 points to 20 points to 26 points. Like, he's one of those guys, and he's rarely in any of these charts.
Mhm.
It's odd to me,
He's not
because
the superstar of the team. He looks like an average QB right now, even though he's made it and he's doing good and he's he's part of a winning franchise.
yeah, but
The team was already established when he got there, if you want the truth.
Brian
Also-
wants to talk, but he's being polite.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Brian.
No, I was just saying, like, because of the off the field stuff.
Well, he might be popular on the West Coast, and we just don't see it.
He just doesn't see it, but I mean, like, just notoriety with all the social culture war. That's why.
I can't believe the amount of merch those guys sell, the 49ers. It's insane.
He's a very religious guy, and to some people it's kind of frowned upon, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah,
I didn't know that. So they're trying to Tim Tebow him.
in a sense. But the thing about it is, he plays well. So if he's playing well and he has really good stats, it's like you really can't bash on the man. But
No, you can't.
it's like, just be respectful of everybody, and just like let the man play.
Pretty much.
But to some other people, they want to kind of drive that home.
Like,
Mhm.
in fantasy, he's never worse than 6 QB.
No.
Never, because I'm looking at it right here. I'm not just making it up on the top of my.
I mean, yeah, and the thing about it is, though, he has better stats than Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be like him and Joe Burrow when they had the rivalry. They're going to be like the top guys of the NFL. But I mean, look at where Joe Burrow is now, and then look at where Trevor Lawrence is. It's like
But Tony,
Whoa.
think of this for a second, and everybody in the room. He has gone to the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson has not. Right?
Mhm.
Jared Goff has not gone to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Right? So if
Right.
you look at the last few years, the only people. Please do not squish your can like that. I just had a seizure in my brain.
sorry.
That's okay. So here's the thing. Joe Burrow, right, went to the Super Bowl. We know that, right? Almost won. Matthew Stafford has also been there. Brock Purdy.
Go ahead.
Ted, I love you. Feel the love, Ted. I'm pouring it out to you there, Ted. I'm pouring it out. But no, I don't get it, because he's one of the few people in the last 5 years that actually made it to the Super Bowl, and he still gets treated like a flunky.
And how many times has he been to the Super Bowl himself?
Once.
Exactly. And he should get more respect. The fact that he made it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's been in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow's only once, right?
You
He's
know
only
what it's going to come down to? And I'll tell you this just from watching sports over the past 20, 30 years. The old school East Coast bias. Go ahead,
Okay.
Rich.
Yeah.
It's an old school East Coast bias that'll probably come out if nothing else. And I'll say that as a last resort. Stafford's been, Mahomes has been, Burrows has been, correct? Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
Lost.
Philly went, right?
2 years ago.
Philly went 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
against Matthew Stafford and beat him. Matthew Stafford beat Joe Burrow. Remember
Yeah.
that? That's the year the
Yes.
Rams won.
That was the Rams. Yeah. So
During the pandemic.
yeah, you're pretty much correct. It's called like an East Coast bias after a while.
But there's not many. If you look at the list, if you just look at the quarterback list over the last 10 years, there's not been many people who've made it to the Super Bowl. Not win, just make it to the Super Bowl.
Yes, I agree.
And think of all the money they spend on people who do not like. As much as I love Lamar, I thought they were going to win last year. I've said this 100 times. I would have bet my life that I thought they were going to win.
I don't see them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because I think what Mike, you and I, we were like on the same. We were on the board. We're like, yeah, Detroit and Baltimore for the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
because that would have been because it's like you got Baltimore's offense and then you got Detroit defense, but I actually I think like they're both, I guess, like statistically they're evenly matched last season.
Mm-hmm.
What's scary this year is Kansas City is way better than last year. Way better, like a way better team.
But yeah, but that's the thing. It's like how?
Well, they're better offensively. They depended totally on the defense last year.
No.
One of the great things that they have that most teams don't have, they have dynamite coaching. Yes. They really do. Do you know who is an amazing team this year? Like unbelievable, and nobody's talking about them.
Minnesota Vikings.
The Eagles.
Who?
The Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles.
They're supposed to be up there. I told you they were supposed to be up there.
I'm almost thinking they got a good possibility if they keep.
I'm talking about other analysts. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, the analysts. Okay, I give you that.
So I'm not talking about this room. This room is educated, especially firemen and rich. Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying the Philadelphia Eagles. They're impressing me to where I'm almost considering them a possible Super Bowl contender.
They're number 3 on my list for the NFC.
Yeah.
I mean, and considering like how they shellacked Dallas, man. I mean, that ought to show you that like what they did to Dallas was like a bold statement. Like, hey, don't forget about us.
We're gonna talk about the Cowboys in the end. I'm gonna save that. All right, we're 12 minutes in. Let's get this rolling so we can fill
it. Thank you.
But
that was a great intro there. Thank you for being here, Brian. You added some zest to this place.
Ladies and gentlemen, league is set. Bill King's Fantasy Football League is set at NFL.com. All information is going to come from NFL.com Fantasy. We are going to go through the recommendations and suggestions for 6 primary positions. We're going to start it off with the quarterback recommendations. Start them and sit them. Start Brock Purdy against the Seattle Seahawks. Mike, you were just talking about it. You can take this one, go.
I think every week you should start him unless you know that he's injured. I think he's a great. The Seahawks are really in trouble, unfortunately. Yeah. I think I think this will be the first time this year I've voted for the 49ers to win. First time.
Gotcha.
Actually, I to go back to Mike's question of why Brock Purdy doesn't get a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's because he's not like that. Like he's not that spontaneous of an entertainer or quarterback like Mahomes, like doing like the no look throw or doing like the Tony Romo scramble. It's like Brock Purdy's like quarterback mechanics is just robotic. No charisma.
Gotcha. What you got on
that's why I think he doesn't get a not a love.
Let Rich talk. Thank you. Go ahead, Rich.
No, I agree with what Michael's saying. And just like you got to start this guy going against Seattle. This is in San Francisco. Purdy got 23 points last week. I don't think that's too shabby for a quarterback. He's projected to get 19. I think he's going to get more than that. He's ranked number 4 in fantasy football as a quarterback. So if you got this guy, you got to start him, no doubt.
Pretty much. Seattle's also been looking a little bit
shit. Yeah, they're not the Seattle of old.
Something's not looking right with that squad. I agree. Russell Wilson of the Steelers, start him against the Ravens. You have to. You have to.
Oh yeah.
I got no question on this.
This is a big game though for him. This is as big as the Bills going against Kansas City. This is probably the second biggest game on the slate today because this will really be testing Russell Wilson as far as Baltimore. It's one of the top teams in the league.
Yes, and Pittsburgh has made themselves one of the top teams. Brian, what you got on this?
Well, I mean, it's been documented record. I mean, pretty much have every ambulance on standby because people are going to be crawling out of this game because it's an intense rivalry.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
that's true.
I agree.
So it's I mean, it's just kind of like roll the dice. I mean, I'm going to go with the Ravens on this one.
Gotcha. Mike, what you got on this?
I think Russell Wilson will do very well. I think they're going to win by a couple of points, no more than 2 or 3 points. I think he's going to throw the moon ball. I owe Rich a huge apology.
Go.
I thought he was totally washed up.
Oh, well, yeah.
And every time he came back, like they were best buds playing checkers, every other day on a Tuesday, with coffee. And I thought, what's going on? Like, what am I missing?
Well, you
And-
said that at the beginning of the season, so I think it was a valid point, Michael. Just to be honest, okay. So that was an honest analogy. It was a question mark and whatnot. So I appreciate
You were right. When you're right, you're right. I'm not like.
well, this is going to be a big test for them now. I think if Pittsburgh wins this game,
Mm-hmm.
you might have to relook at them like we're relooking at Philadelphia as far as it's going into the back stretch, and these guys are they might be peaking here to where they might be a disruptor in the playoffs when they come around.
And
If
also,
they make it. Go ahead, Brian.
and also to be fair, new quarterback, new team takes some time to adjust with this play schemes and all. But also too, the locker room culture has got to be fitting for the quarterback as well. And voila.
Yeah.
Brian, number one here in this fantasy football league that we're in here, there is no fair. There is just highly motivated, highly opinionated, narcissistic beings talking about their points. Some of us, though, when we know we're wrong, we step up and we say, I'm sorry, just as I did here. Now,
Yeah.
I'm hoping by example that this will rub off on Tony just a little.
Don't worry. And when it does, Tony will be like this.
Yeah,
Been doing
because
that
it'll be
damn
the
dance.
times when he's right and I'm apologizing, and he'll go,
As I was saying, Russell Wilson Steelers against the Ravens. You have to all hands on deck, both teams. Jared Goff with the Lions. Start him against the Jaguars. I have
he's
no debate.
shaky,
against
man.
this. I have no debate against this. None.
Shaky?
He was shaky.
Well,
five
wait.
interceptions last game. Come on.
I mean, Texans defense though, but this could be the turnaround for Jacksonville though.
Jared Goff did not look like Jared Goff. It was bad.
He became predictable a little bit, but I don't think nothing's going to stop him still.
He had bad luck too. A couple
I
of them went
still
off
have
the
the
fingertips
Lions
of.
going for the NFC in the Super Bowl. I still have the Lions in my Super Bowl pick.
As do but I think this might be the game that Jacksonville might turn around.
I hear you on that.
Who is the backup? It's the Hooker guy name, right? Henson Hooker, I think that's his name.
I don't even know.
Henson Hooker, or something like that. Yeah, that's the backup. Honestly, he was dreadful. That's the worst. That is the worst game I've seen him play in about 3 years. Honestly,
What you got, Rich?
Well, I just gonna have to counter Brian's there. The betting thing. They got Lions by 13. So I don't see. They may make a run. They're going to get a couple touchdowns, maybe, but Detroit will keep them contained. It's like Detroit.
I don't know. If you're betting on this, I think Jacksonville is a good bet. If there's
the bet, okay, yeah, the bet, but I don't see Jacksonville winning this game at all.
It's Mac Jones.
It's a Mac Jones. Okay.
And then after Mac Jones, it's CJ Beathard.
Okay. Thank you.
Cheapest. Okay. Lions. Yeah, take them over the Jaguars. Bo Nix of the Broncos. Start him against the Falcons.
Yes.
This is going to be a good game.
Woo. Now, I know someone who said
no. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this now because you swore up and down. I never apologize and all this and all that. I've been telling you for weeks. I got to change my mind on the Broncos because you're looking like you're correct from your preseason prediction. Now, you're welcome. Now go ahead, jackass.
There we go.
Did you hear the Angels sing? I think I did.
There we go.
Yeah. So that's him apologizing.
Wow. He's angelic. Okay, here's the thing with Bo Nix. when you have other teams saying to you, "You've got something there," Kansas City, right?
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes said, "We are going to have a lot of these in the future," and there were people who went over and talked to the coaching staff and went, "You've got something there. You've really got something." He outplayed Patrick Mahomes last week. They almost won. It came all down to a blocked field goal. What a crazy game it was.
Yeah, that's true. True.
Division rivalry. They know each other. They just got both of them had good systems that work. So that's excellent. I'm going to tell you now, do not sleep on the Atlanta Falcons. One hell of a season for them so far. And I'm a critic of the Falcons, but this is one hell of a season for them right now. I see them having a great future. And I've been saying that for a minute. Rich, what you got on this?
Well, Bo Nix since week 5 has been a QB7 in fantasy points per game. Atlanta has allowed the 7th most passing touchdowns. So I think this game's in favor of Denver because of that. Atlanta doesn't have a very good pass defense, and they're 4th highest in CPOE, whatever that is, and 12th highest in EPA per drop back.
Sounds like good time. Brian, what you got on this?
Pretty much it's going to be a really good matchup, but since Bo Nix's performance last week, a lot of guys spoke very high praise of him, and they were saying, put him on add him on your fantasy waivers. Then that's all across the board. Bleacher Report, Yahoo Sports, CBS, they all spoke very highly of Bo Nix because they're like, if you're able to hold up against an undefeated team and hold your own, then it's like very impressive.
That deserves some respect. I 100% agree. And once again, Bathurst was the one who was talking highly about Bo Nix in the preseason before the season started. This is what he doesn't get any credit. He wants to gloat more than he already does. Ladies and gentlemen, start Bo Nix against the Falcons. All hands on deck with the Broncos. And I'm going to say it again. I'm looking for the Falcons to win this game, but we got to see what the Broncos are going to do. I'll probably have this game on in my area, so my eyes will be on it. That should be a good one. Matthew Stafford of the Rams, start him against the Patriots. I've got no debate against this, but the Patriots have good games. Go ahead, Rich.
I don't know about Matthews after last week with Miami and stuff. New England's not a great team and stuff. They're in New England. I think I picked. I'm not sure who I picked on. I think I picked New England on this game. Because I'm not, I thought the Rams were going to beat Miami, but then again, Miami team last week is a different team. Stat wise, he's projected at 15 points, and but I don't know. The Rams they're a good team. Matthew Stafford solid, but I have some misgivings against this week, and it's primarily because of last week because he was a disappointment last week.
Take it, Brian.
Well, I mean, we all have a bad game every now and then.
True.
But however, though, again, this is like the midpoint of the season. So it's either shape up or ship out, or the underrated team is going to take you.
And do you think New England's playing better to where they could probably win this game?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Only for one reason, though, guys. What's the one reason? Drake May. Drake May is showing signs of being someone who looks like he should be on the field.
That's why I said what I said. Keep going, Mike.
Which is a good valid point because how Drake May, when he got put in against the Texans and he was able to score 3 touchdowns on the Texans.
Well, Drake May's the next one that says start him. So there we go.
Yeah. Drake May. I mean, even though he looks like he's 13, but still,
he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, he's a huge man, though. He's huge.
Yeah. Oh, is he?
There's a picture of him beside Brady. They're sitting right. His head is another half bigger than Brady's.
I don't think he looked that big, really. Wow.
Oh yeah,
but the touchdown passes that he
just go ahead and go to Drake May while they're doing that. Go ahead, gentlemen.
So the touchdown passes they threw against the Texans, like the throws, I'm sitting there going like, I'm not mad at that. That was very crisp. It was clean. It was right on the mark. I mean,
his footing isn't great yet. Do you know what I mean? But he's really agile.
He's a rookie.
Kind of like Patrick Mahomes. He has a huge instinct of being able to get out of the way, and he makes people look silly. That's how good he is.
Or the
We
essence of
have not seen that from Caleb though, or Caleb as Tony calls him. Okay.
So you have Matt Stafford starting against the Rams. Now we got Drake May. I mean, Matt Stafford starting against the Patriots. Now we have Drake May starting against the Rams. There is a lot of enthusiasm behind Drake May. I've been seeing that as well. Honestly, like I said, both hands on deck with both teams. You might want to go ahead and do that.
This is the best draft, guys, of rookie quarterbacks probably in the last 10 years, honestly.
It might have been Siddums. Geno Smith.
No, I would not say
now, I'm going to tell you, things are looking kind of shaky in Seattle. Mind you, he doesn't have DK Metcalf right now, unless I'm wrong. Somebody check that for an injury report. The 49ers.
It's questionable now.
They do not have George Kittle today. I was watching that a minute ago. George Kittle's out for today's game. DK Metcalf is questionable. Okay.
Hang on. Let me
a couple of weeks ago with Geno.
I think he's right.
Yeah, Geno was losing his mind on the sideline a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what happened. I don't know what was going on. I find this to be an interesting game. NFC West matchup. Also, Seattle's going to be fighting for a playoff spot, in my opinion, with the remaining games. Gentlemen, go.
Okay, so for the recent news on Metcalf, it says, according to ESPN, Metcalf doesn't have an injury designation for Sunday's game against San Francisco. Sports Illustrated Corbin Smith reports. Now, the spin is a Week 10 bye apparently did the trick, with Metcalf managing full practice participation Wednesday through Friday. He should be ready. He should be ready for his usual near every down role. His first appearance since Week 7.
Right. So he's been out for a month. I don't think he needs to get reacclimated more than he just needs to make sure that he's mobile. So we're going to call him good and put Seattle damn near full strength. Rich, what you got on this one?
I have some mixed. I think he's a good quarterback, but he's going against San Francisco, which I think is better stacked. The last time he faced a pass defense, Smith tossed for 312 yards. So I don't know. It's a 50-50, but I would probably sit him because I just think. But the rest of Seattle, you got to factor that in, and that's what you were saying earlier. That I would probably sit him maybe if I had a better quarterback. But then again, I don't want to say that because he is a good quarterback.
Right.
Mike,
yeah, what you got?
I totally disagree. I think Geno will do well today because he has most of his weapons back. San Fran is still kind of mid-healing. I see them being better in about 2 to 3 games from now. They still have a chance. Geno is one of those guys. He either throws for 300 yards or he throws for 130. And I think with him having DK Metcalf back, I think they're going to be okay.
Now, Michael, would you say Buffalo or San Francisco's defense is the same as Buffalo's?
I think honestly, Buffalo has a better defense. Than
Okay,
San
because
Fran.
when he played when Geno played against Buffalo 2 weeks ago, he had 9 points. And see, I don't see him. He probably gets some points. He's projected at 16, but I really don't see him making more than his projection. That's why I guess I would agree with the sit-him.
Buffalo this year has been so insanely good defensively, especially at stripping the ball and interceptions. They're ranked number 2 in the league.
I'm just talking about Geno with the fantasy football points. I'm on the fence.
I think he's going to have a lot more breathing room with San Fran the way that they're situated. A lot of people are underestimating the defense of Buffalo this year. They're really well coached, and they're playing like a unit that wants to win. I don't know if you know this. It hasn't been since 1993 since the Bills have had an 8-2 record.
Where are you going to bring up 1993?
To start Geno Smith against the 49ers. Absolutely. I mean, sit him. I disagree.
It took me a while to get over that game.
You'll be okay. I couldn't sit Geno Smith.
It took me a while to get over that. Thank you, Mike.
No, explain that. Explain. We want to hear about your pain. Go ahead, Brian.
Wait. Let me finish this. Sam Darnold, sit him against the Titans. I would not. And I'm going to have to read this to see why.
Yeah.
He has been kind of shaky.
Well, point
Last
wise,
couple of
last
games.
week he only got 9 points against
Yeah.
Jacksonville. So, but the week before that, he ended up getting 21 against Indiana. Detroit, he ended up lighting up. Did Detroit? Did they beat Detroit? Minnesota? No, Detroit won, but he still got 17 points in the Detroit meeting. So,
based on what they're saying, Tennessee doesn't give up a lot of passing yards. To see what they're saying, Brian.
okay.
Brian, say what you were saying for them, please. I just want to get through these before we start because we're already almost 30 minutes in. Mike, what you got?
The Houston Oilers had Buffalo dead to rights, and then they fumbled. They botched royally, and Buffalo came back, known as the greatest comeback of all time.
Yep.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Okay.
No.
How is that? How is that shock therapy going? Okay, sir.
Stay on top.
I ran out of bourbon.
Tennessee is a better defensive team than you think. They are. Here's the thing. The competition this year is so good.
Yes, it is.
Across the board.
Yes, it is.
So any team can literally win any week if you're not on your game. And we never thought in a million years that the Cowboys would be in this situation.
This season, no, I did not.
No way, right?
Not this season, no, I did not.
You and I both didn't think that the 49ers would be this bad.
No, I did not.
Nobody in this room thought that the Jets would be this bad.
I did.
No, not this bad. Not this bad.
Not this bad. I don't think anybody thought.
I'm not surprised. I'll tell you that.
Well, according to Bleacher Report, they're saying for the sleeper, the Tennessee defense, they said even it's been lost in miserable season, but the Titans have quietly played very well defensively this year. From Minnesota's success this season, it has been kind of to opposing fantasy defenses. Since week 7, the Vikings have allowed the 8th most points per game to the position.
That's
Stats to know, 5. That's how many interceptions Minnesota allow. Many interceptions quarterback Sam Darnold has thrown in the past 2 games, including 3 in last week's win over Jacksonville Jaguars. Darnold looks to have revived his NFL career earlier this season, but lately he's looked a lot like Sam Darnold.
Like the old Sam Darnold. Yes, agreed.
Well, he started off good. He'll go down. Tennessee Titans defense is not to be underrated. Got it. Kirk Cousins sit him against the Broncos. This must be because of numbers, and he may not get the numbers that we expect, especially that monster game he had a few weeks ago. I still wouldn't sit him. Rich, what you got on this one?
He's projected for 14 points, which is sort of average, I guess. His outings last week against New Orleans was 11. He had 17 with Dallas, 28 against Tampa Bay. So it's a mixed bag whether he can connect. As far as the Broncos, this game, like we said with Bo Nix, it could go either. I picked Denver to win, but I think it's who's favored in this game.
I'm assuming Atlanta is.
Stand by. What the hell are they? I can never find them.
I'm assuming.
No, Broncos are favored by 2 points.
Are they in Denver?
They're in Denver too. Yeah, they're in Denver. So that's
fine.
Yeah, that's a Denver. That's a home field advantage. So
the only thing we're not bringing up, Rich, is Denver, like the Steelers, don't give up points. They're really solid defensively. It is hard to score in them.
They're sitting at 500. I can see that. Update. Kittle is unlikely to pay. I said he wasn't. Right now, they say it's unlikely as of right now. Please continue. Sorry about that.
Thank you for this stat.
So I don't know if I'd sit him if he's one of the top tier quarterbacks in the league and stuff. Despite what they're saying here and stuff, he does. You never know with someone like him. Again, he might light it up. I think he has potential, but what Verbiage says, I can agree with it, but you never know. He might.
But if you have a better quarterback in your league, your fantasy league,
who would be better than Kirk Cousins?
Quite a few, depending on the matchup. Depending on the matchup.
Based on the matchup, there may be some. That's why they got him as a sit-in. Brian, what you got?
We're not talking the body of work. We're talking just this week. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, according to Bleacher Report, the stats to know, there's 4. The number of receptions Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts had last week, for 55 yards. His target share production have been all over the place this season, but the Broncos have been a far better fantasy matchup for tight ends this season than wideouts. It makes sense to get Pitts more involved in the offense. This probably won't happen.
You know what?
The Denver defense.
I would start him. There's no way.
And then on top of that, they're saying like if you have Drake London, sit him because London has been outstanding this season and is fourth in PPR points among wide receivers. But he's going to have his hands full this week. Denver has one of the league's best pass defenses, and he will likely draw Patrick Surtain II in coverage for more of those Sunday's game.
There it is right there. So basically, a defense for the step up. We're going to see on that game. I'll have it here. Caleb Williams of the Bears against the Packers.
Yes.
I can't even. I'm not going to argue this. I can't.
That's going to be a fight. That's going to be a fight.
I can't argue this. I can't argue.
Do you think so? Do you think it'll be a fight? Honestly,
it'll be a fight because think about it. Caleb Williams is starting to come into his own, and then you got Green Bay and Jordan Love. Because both quarterbacks have something to prove. So
he looks like he's got his hands tied lately, and he's lost his confidence, and he's not being coached right. Something is not right. Ever since that loss to the Commanders, remember that Hail Mary? Since then, he has not been right.
Yeah, but he's got it.
He played well that game, though. He played well enough for them to have the opportunity to win. What do you think, Tony?
I can't disagree with it. Chicago Bears, they've been doing good, but I think I saw something where things weren't looking right in Chicago. So
last week's game, that's right there, right there. Last week's game, and the fact that if you look at the last 3 weeks for him, he's had 0 passing touchdowns. He's had less than 10 points in fantasy football. I'd sit this kid.
I don't know. I just think like if he just kept it simple and not try to be all.
He's not going to get the points fantasy football wise.
Hi, Donald.
Yeah,
for the week they say you're not going to get it. That's all it is.
The thing about it is, though, you keep it simple, keep it short passes, just simple.
This is being played in Green Bay. Green Bay's favored by 6 points. Green Bay is going to win this game against Chicago. They're going to put their dominance over Chicago.
If Chicago wins this game, I'll be surprised. And
I will be too. I will be
surprised. So I hear what y'all saying.
We're not mentioning one thing though here, guys. Jordan Love has not been himself. He's been injured. He has, I think, a hernia of some kind. Yeah, I am guessing, but I know that he has a serious injury, and they feel like he needs more time to heal. And he's been grimacing while he's playing. He does not have the mobility that he usually has.
He has a groin injury. He's active 99%, but he's contending with a groin injury.
I'm glad you said that because I was uncomfortable. Go ahead.
Thank you. Plus, the Green Bay has a decent backup quarterback, so I think Green Bay will win that. They say sit Aaron Rodgers against the Colts. I'm not even going to say nothing.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm having a Brian moment. I don't even want to talk about it.
No,
ladies and gentlemen, those are your quarterback recommendations. Week 11 of the 2024 season quarter, NFL.com. Them damn Jets are pissing me off. But they haven't lost 9 games yet. They have not lost 9 games yet, so it ain't over. It's over at loss number 9.
Explain that logic quickly.
Once you hit the 9th loss, you're out of the playoffs.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
You're still unless you win every game after that.
Which they can do because we got to remember Aaron Rodgers' history. He will have a shaky season and then get in the playoffs and make it through the playoffs. I have never been able to explain that, but he has done it before. We just hope he's in that same situation with the Jets right now. Running back recommendations and suggestions. Start him and sit him. Start James Cook of the Bills against the Chiefs. Yes.
Brian, what do you think, buddy? This is your team.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Brian is a Texas fan.
He loves the
Bills. You love the Bills. You and Rich.
No, Brian loves the Bills, and we're switching him over.
See, he's playing.
Because this is a public forum. I will not say.
Thank you.
Oh, I must have been mistaken. I was thinking Fireman Rich. Sorry about that, Brian.
Rich, what you got going on with this one? He cracks himself up. That's the bad part. Rich, are you frozen?
No, right here. I'm just like, yeah. Oh, you want
Here's Mike's recipe. A little bit of this.
No, you got to start this guy. This guy, James Cook, he ran 80 yards and a touchdown, 19 carries for the Bills. Win against the Colts, 30-20. Cook is able to help put away the game in late touchdowns. He's a workhorse, so you got to start him.
He's been surprisingly good, better than I thought he would be.
Now it's going to be interesting how he's going to run against Kansas City, but I think this is the game right here for me, folks. This is like an early Super Bowl game.
The
right
ratings
here.
On this will be unbelievable.
Oh God, you should see. Yeah.
Let me be clear: potential AFC Championship matchup, hands down, all hands on deck. Period.
Absolutely.
Kenneth Walker of the Seahawks
Love
against
him.
the 49ers recommended. Now, when we talked about Seattle earlier, this is a play a lot of people don't talk enough about at running back. He does not get a lot of credit for that position and the work he does on that team. I will say that straight up myself. Rich, what you got on this one?
Fantasy football wise, he ran for 83 yards, 25 carries in the Seahawks 26-20 loss against the Rams. He caught 3. So point wise, he made about 10 points. He has potential of getting as much as 12 points today. So that's about the average for running back. This should be a good game. But then again, it depends on what type of defense shows up. I don't know much about him. I haven't really seen him play. I don't really look at Seattle as a running team as much as more of a passing team, especially with Geno. So I don't know. He might pick up 10 points fantasy football wise. So I'd start him unless you have and that's the same thing with Cook. Cook may get just 10 points fantasy football wise because of the defense of the other team, the way they'll line up with the other team. So it's but running backs, unless they get a lot of touchdowns, they're not going to rack up a lot of points fantasy football wise.
Got
so
you. What you got?
I'd start him because just the fact that they'll be interesting. If you didn't have anybody better, he's in the stardom, so he's there for a reason.
Got you. What you got on this, Brian?
I start him. I mean, he's a power running back, so I mean, yeah. So, yeah, I mean,
he's ranked 14th right now.
Yeah, just keep it simple. I mean,
I got him ranked 10th on Fantasy Pros.
As long as he breaks over 100, then he solidified himself.
On the score, he is number 14.
Okay. And last week, he's been last week he got 80. He's never hit. He had 32 in week 6, week 7, 69, 12 in week 8. He had 83 yards rushing last week, and he hasn't really gotten any touchdowns in the last 2 weeks. So
the list that I have was compiled 3 hours ago.
Gotcha. I'd start him. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'd start him too. Yeah.
Chase Brown of the Bengals against the Chargers. This is a yes.
I've been praising him all year.
This is a good game right here. This is a good game right here too.
Yeah, he's not a big back, guys. He's really tricky, but he's not a big man by any stretch of imagination. He's more of like a halfback than a fullback for sure.
Right.
But blazing fast and really good at agility.
You know what? You have been praising him all season. You're correct. Keep going. You're right.
Yeah. I'm stunned by all this honesty today. I don't know if I can.
You don't hurry the hell up. We're already at 45 minutes. You in these long ass filibusters.
Okay, go ahead.
Brian, what you got?
Chase Brown. I mean, ever since like the last 3 or 4 games, I mean, how he stepped up and really elevated his running game. I mean, I have no doubts. I mean, this dude's. I mean, because I have him on my fantasy league, but it's just like, man, it's kind of hard to rotate because I got powerhouse running backs on my team. But yeah, I start him.
Gotcha.
No denying him, especially with the Chargers. I mean, their defense is good, but I think Chase Brown will wear them down.
Brown was okay as a rusher on Thursday, but when he was super involved in the passing and caught 9 passes, his running last week, he only had 42 rushing yards against Baltimore last week. Week prior to that, Las Vegas, he had 120.
Mhm.
So, but the 2 games prior to that, they were below 50. So he's not going to. I don't know. He is ranked 16th. He's projected 13 points, so he gets the average. I'd start him.
I don't even see. And Mike, you really did talk about him in the beginning, and he started.
Oh, I
popping
love
up.
what I saw.
Yeah,
I
by week 5, week 6, he started popping up like crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, there he is. So we got to see if it's going to be consistent. Now, I do want to get on you about this. You swore the Chargers weren't going to do anything.
I thought they
Look at that
sucked.
number. Look at that number.
Chargers. Yeah,
I did. I thought they.
Damn 3.
6-3. They may be going to the playoffs. They're going to go to the playoffs.
They've won more games this year than they did all last year.
Exactly.
You
Kareem.
get that with a coach or bringing a new environment?
It's a coach.
It's the coach. Kareem Hunt of the Chiefs. Start him against the Bills. Let me tell y'all something. He hasn't even broken out yet. Y'all better get ready for when he starts breaking out for real. They start giving him the ball more, and he starts running through people looking like Derrick Henry. Yeah, I said it because he was a beast when he was with the Chiefs before. He hasn't even hit his stride for real, in my opinion, yet. You have to start him against the Bills, and I'm waiting for him to break out.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers-wise, he is a beast of a running back. Is there any debate on that?
No, I'd start him.
I'm shocked at how good he is. I thought he was washed up. I won't lie.
I don't know why he left Kansas City. And now he's back.
He probably got offered more money.
Quite frankly, he better chill.
And he's familiar. He's familiar with the system.
Yes. He needs to sit there, make sure he is at 100% because there's going to be a game where they're going to be like, go. And he's going to look like how Saquon Barkley looked on Thursday night because that motherfucker ran through everybody. Sorry. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Brian Robinson of the Commanders, Austin Eckler of the Commanders against the Eagles. They say start them. Austin Eckler was dropping the ball the other night, wasn't he?
Yeah, I'd start Robinson. I wouldn't start Eckler. His analytics are atrocious, and I don't even see why they have him. I think Robinson is a better pick as far as for this particular game. Well, hold on. No, they played this game. This is a Thursday night game. Let me see.
Was this a Thursday night game?
Yeah, this
is a Thursday
night
game.
Eckler did well, and so did Robinson. They both did
Let's
well.
see. Eckler, Robinson had 13.2 fantasy points, and Robinson had 9. So
not bad.
So the
Robinson,
Eckler had So Robinson, that was a good game. I don't know, Washington, they hung in there right to the end, and Philly, they got Barkley. Sorry, Giants. Barkley.
They got a lot more than Barkley.
Well, I know, but Barkley, he's just playing in an environment where he's contributing.
They are literally an all-star team.
Yeah. Barkley is contributing immensely.
He went crazy Thursday night. They were losing, and he was still getting yards like crazy.
2 touchdowns in the last quarter.
They weren't even touching him though. That's was so sad. That one run, they didn't even put a paw on him. Nothing. It looked like a football team playing in high school. It was pretty bad.
Exactly.
And what's crazy is Philly came back and won. So early in the game, the Commanders had the lead through the first half, low scoring game. And Saquon Barkley was just getting yards. I'm like, Jesus, what is going on here?
He's just firing it up. He's on a mission. That game last week, the announcers were saying, look at his eyes. His eyes were just like he was on a mission there. He wanted to freaking just knock it out of the park, and he did last week.
Absolutely. Brian, you got any debate on this or no?
No, I mean, I knew that was going to be a fight.
I did too. So I would have definitely started the both of them. Sit them recommendations. They say sit Najee Harris against the Ravens, and I refuse. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I would not sit him.
I don't think I'd sit him either because
he was hurt though, Tony.
There you go. Keep going.
Sorry, Fireman Rich. Go ahead.
Well, was it last week he was hurt, Mike?
But that I think he's questionable now, so I think he will play.
Okay. Well,
there's a lot of questionable today.
Let's see. As far as he has a potential ankle issue, but he is active.
I see that. I'm reading it as they're talking.
So
it has been his best year though so far.
You're right.
Yahoo Sports and Fantasy and Bleacher Report. They both say sit Najee. They said who's
Oh,
losing touches to Jalen Warren and gets a
Yes.
tough matchup. Harris remains Pittsburgh's lead back, but he's played fewer than 50% of the snaps in the 3 or 4 games since Warren returned. Though Warren is battling a back injury, but reportedly will play, the Ravens have seeded an NFL low 3.4 yards per carry, so Harris's expectations should be tempered this week.
So Harris
That's
is
Yahoo
hurt
Sports.
and Warren is hurt. Both of them got some sort of injury against the Ravens. Ravens gonna win this damn game. Rich, you good with this?
Yes.
I can't sit him, but I see why.
Well, what? Wait a minute. No, I don't think we should sit this guy. This guy,
This
I think
is sit him. This is
I'd
a sit
still
him.
start him. I think he has an ankle issue, and hopefully his ankle doesn't blow out. I think he can still perform, unless Baltimore just beats up on him.
Which Baltimore just might do based on
They
what I've
just
seen.
might, exactly.
I'm going to say that Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby as Jaguars sit them against the Lions. I got no debate against this. Go ahead, John. I got no debate.
Well, if these are the only two guys I'd have, I'd definitely start Travis before Tank, because Tank he doesn't have anything that shows up on stats and stuff like that. So
they're both sit, right? These are
yeah, they're both in sit. But if I had to start,
I would sit them. Go. Yeah.
Against the
Unless
Lions,
Brian
the
wants
Lions
to
are
talk.
8-1, and they are ready to go to Super Bowl. Go ahead, Brian.
What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I sit them both. I mean, Detroit's run defense.
yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's go to the next one.
Uh-oh.
Bigsby has been rolled out for Sunday's game. No, not yet. Not yet. Put that in the back again. Sit Rico Dowdell of the Cowboys against the Texans. Oh, boy. Go ahead, Brian.
I like him, but
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. That would be the wise choice.
Dallas is looking ridiculous.
you're not biased at all, though.
Of course not.
No,
No.
not at
Why
all.
would it be? Not at all.
What?
Not the slightest.
You know, why aren't you playing my daughter more on the soccer team? You know, it's that kind of clarity. Go ahead. Yeah.
The Cowboys don't have Dak Prescott.
No.
The Cowboys are in shambles. None of us know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, this would
I have
definitely
a bit of a conspiracy theory, but I'm not going to do it yet.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, Rich, what you got on this one? I don't know.
I would probably say sit him, because Houston, I think they can contain him. And looking at the games the last 4 weeks, he had 50 yards against Philly, 25 yards against Detroit, but he had 75 against Atlanta and 87 with Pittsburgh. So given the team, I think they're going to be able to contain the run, Houston. They have a strong line from what I've seen, and I would sit him. He's not, there's a couple people in the sit-ems right now I'd start before this guy.
Mm-hmm.
For running backs this week, I understand it, but Dallas is looking ridiculous. Houston just might win this game, and that's going to turn Texas upside down. Brian knows I ain't lying. Or Drake Estime and Javonte Williams of the Broncos sit them against the Falcons. I've had Javonte Williams a couple times this season. He's had a couple of great games, and I do mean great. If he's splitting downs and they're going up against the Falcons, I get it. I'm a little hesitant, though.
Well, we've seen this before where we had two running backs against the team they're playing against. Would that be, just to bring it up again, that we talked about it, does that mean that Atlanta has a strong defense against the rush then?
I think Atlanta has a strong team this season. I am very
Yeah. So that goes back to where this game could be a more of a pass scoring game.
I am very excited for the Falcons this season. They got my attention, and big ups to them. I've been saying that. I predicted it. Look at their record. Those guys are not playing, and they have an outstanding squad to me this season. I've got no debate against this gentleman.
Yeah, no debate either.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Brian?
No, let him run.
Good. Alexander Madison against the Dolphins.
I'd start him.
I'd start him
Good.
too. Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, but and the thing about it is though, because Miami's run defense. I mean, they're so.
Oh, Miami's run defense is horrid. Not so. They're horrible this year, Brian.
But I mean, yeah. So I mean, you put, and then plus you have Amir Abdullah. Amir Abdullah is like a really talented running back. So you have your ground and pound right there.
I think that's the only way that Los Angeles even remotely has a chance, because they've got Gardner Minshew as their quarterback. So,
Yeah,
and he is okay at best.
yeah. But I mean, you got Madison, Amir Abdullah, Zamir White. I mean, three-headed dragon right there.
Ted says I would sit him.
Sit him?
Yeah. See, I wouldn't. I think if they're going to have any chance, they're going to have to be able to run the ball. And unless he's injured or there's something going on that I don't know, like he's wearing a cast or something, I would not sit him.
Gotcha. Looks like JoJo's about to be on the way. Alexander Madison, he's also a good running back. He's not getting the ball enough, in my opinion. Look at this name right here, Amir Abdullah. I was talking about him a few years ago. He had a breakout. He's good. He just hasn't been healthy for some reason. He's not getting the ball enough. Y'all might want to keep your eyes on this guy.
No, I mean, even though when he was healthy, they're just like going, well, he's kind of up there in age.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
By now, yeah, he's been in the league about 7 years, hasn't he?
Yeah. So, but still, I mean, it's like utilize him. I mean, if you don't want him to run, at least have him in the backfield receiving.
Somebody will pick him up and get him 100%. Watch what happens.
I picked up Madison, but yeah, Amir Abdullah, like, yeah, he's just kind of, I'm just here.
Ladies and gentlemen, running back recommendations, week 11, 2024 season calls, NFL.com. We're going to go to wide receivers. Pause.
Unpause.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the button.
He has been so good, guys.
Yes. Start him and sit him. George Pickens of the Steelers against the Ravens. Yes. Go ahead, Mike.
The great thing about him is, with the moon ball that Russell throws, Mr. Wilson, he is the kind of guy that it doesn't matter if it's remotely close to him, he'll find a way to grab it, pick it, and even get extra yardage. I think him and Russell are a heavenly match. So I would definitely start him.
I got no reason not to start him. Go ahead, Rich. Is Rich there?
You upset him again. He left, and we only have Brian. Go ahead, Brian.
Brian, what you got?
I mean, I would start him, but also start Mike Williams.
Yes. What a great acquisition that was, eh, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
And he's already showing that he's in the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All it takes time is just time to gel, get the format, get the timing, get the rapport going.
Mike Tomlin is great at getting players that will work well in his system.
And players want to play for him. I agree with that.
Yeah, because go ahead.
Go ahead. He's just respectful. He's a very respectful coach. He'll give you shit when you need shit, but overall, he's I think one of the better coaches in the league, and most teams would be very happy to have him. Are you taking a selfie of yourself there, Tony D?
No, JoJo's trying to get on.
Okay.
It said the chat, the link that I sent is not working for him. Rich, what you get on this one?
Oh, for Pickens?
Mm-hmm.
I'll start him outright. Him and Russell Wilson, they're connected as far as that goes. So I have no doubts in starting him. I mean, he's top notch as far as and he's a key player for the Pittsburgh to continue. Yeah. Mike T is 3 longest standing coaches. Yeah, he's a good coach. Yeah, no.
Honestly, on this game, all hands on deck, both teams straight up. Start Cortland Sutton of the Broncos against the Falcons. If Bo Nix is doing as good as he's doing, I agree with this. Mike, the Broncos again, go for it.
Yep.
I've been a big fan of Cortland Sutton all year. I think he shows signs of being an elite wide receiver and has been for a while. So, there's nothing wrong with his game. And he's with a struggling, let's be honest, Bo Nix, because he's a new quarterback into the league, is struggling in some ways. And he has been able to still get numbers with
Yep.
a newbie. So that says a lot about him. So I would start him. Go.
What you got, Brian?
Cortland Sutton, yeah, start him. Because I had I lost my marker on this one, but yeah. One second, I'm trying to find my mark here because I was just looking at it too. Where did I leave it? Crap. Because it was talking just about Cortland Sutton too. Give me 1 second.
We'll come back to it. Cedric Tillman of the Browns against the Saints. I don't know much about this guy. Anybody?
Oh, I like him.
I don't know. Let's see.
I like him.
Cleveland?
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good. He's I would not sit him. Are they saying start?
No, this is start.
Okay.
This is start.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely start him. He's great.
Okay, found my mark for Cortland Sutton.
Mhm.
Okay, so according to the Bleacher Report, it says as Bo Nix has improved in recent weeks, so has Sutton's fantasy production.
Yes.
The Atlanta Falcons have been kind to opposing wide receivers, surrendering the 8th most PPR points per game to the position this year.
And just to piggyback off of that, Cortland caught 7 of 10 in last week's game, 122 yards against in the Broncos' 41-10 loss. So he performed as far as point wise.
Gotcha. Cedric Tillman, I'm reading the narrative. Get him on your team. Calvin Ridley. Start him against the Vikings. You'd better.
Oh yeah,
And
research.
And he better get the ball, seriously.
Research now since D-Hop is not the number one anymore. He's gone. So Calvin Ridley now has a rejuvenation. Yes, start him.
Yeah, he's been getting the points. So, yeah, I agree. Start him.
You know what's really strange is there are quite a few people who still believe in Geno Smith and are saying he's projected to do well today.
Me, I'm one of them.
Yeah, it's not that far out there.
I'm one of them.
But I think sometimes we give up on people too soon.
What you good with this?
Yeah, so Calvin Ridley had a big game last week against the Chargers, catching a pair of touchdown passes. He could fill up the stat sheet again Sunday against a Vikings secondary, giving up the 3rd most PPR points per game to the wide receivers.
Gotcha. I'm starting Calvin Ridley. He just got to get the ball, but I'm starting him.
Yeah, you were all for him last week, so I agree.
Juan Jennings of the 49ers. I saw him play one game. He was doing pretty good against the 49ers, against the Seahawks. No Brandon Ayuk. No Deebo Samuel. He gets the ball. Playing. Yeah, I put him on the roster.
He got 9 points against Tampa Bay last week, fantasy football. 93 yards with 7 receptions.
I got nothing against him from what I saw. I caught a couple of games he was out there. I kind of suggested. Y'all might want to check him out. Any debate, gentlemen?
No.
Brian?
No.
Mike, you good?
He is another asset that has not been utilized to the point that he should be. I think if he was on another team where there wasn't so many great players, he could be a top earner. But the problem is there's just too many weapons there. And they only seem to use them when everybody else is not available. It's strange.
It's backup. That's all
he was great. He was great in the Super Bowl, if you remember correctly.
I don't.
He was one of the best players on the field.
Yeah, if you can Samuel out there, I don't want him being out there. So he was out there, but he finally got a little bit of shine with them down. I hear what you're saying. Sit him. See, boy. See, that's the Texans. That's the quarterback issue. But go ahead. Go ahead, Brian. I know you want to go with this one.
Yeah, sit him.
Tony, do you have your Twitter linked?
Mhm.
Okay.
I would say Lamb because he's looking at he's questionable with the back, 72% chance of playing. So he's injured. If he does play, he's going to be playing injured, and I don't think he's going to make any production. So I would definitely sit him.
My apologies, gentlemen. We got Ted in the house. Ted, what is good?
What's going on? Happy to be here.
Ted!
The gang is rounding up.
Yeah.
Everybody on the roster.
Ted, you look great, buddy. I just want you to know that. No matter what anybody else says in this room, you look great.
Jesus, you stop trying to sound like a makeup artist to everybody on the show. That's all I need you to do. That's all I need you to do.
No matter what they say, I say you look fabulous,
man. The Cowboys looking crazy, and I'm gonna just keep going.
What
DJ Moore, Bears.
I don't think it has nothing to do with the team, Tony. But Lamb, he's injured, so 72%. And just the way maybe the Dallas Cowboys will be an issue, but I just don't think he'll perform. So I would totally that's probably the one I would really agree with he has a back injury because.
Gotcha. DJ Moore, the Bears against the Packers. I hate to sit him. I hate to sit him, but I get it.
Packers
what you got on this one.
I just real quick the Packers are just going to romp, so you're not going to get any points from this guy. I think Green Bay I think they're going to make a statement with Chicago. They're in Lambeau Field. Oh, this is stardom.
No, I know. I'm saying I would start him.
Oh, you would start him?
What do you think, Ted?
I really don't think Chicago, after last week, again, I don't think they're going to bounce back. What I saw with them playing last week, I just don't see them going again.
They're going to simplify the offense for him. They're going to simplify the offense for Caleb Williams. Start DJ Moore.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be beneficial against the Green Bay Packers. So.
Ted, what you got on this one?
Rich, I'm with you on this one. Sit them. I don't think they have a chance. Williams, they got to focus on keeping them upright, and just what Brian said, you got to simplify that play calling for him.
It's got to work between him and the quarterback. Mike, you good?
I think there is a giving up on the Chicago Bears this year, which is really interesting considering how hype we were on them, like including myself.
Beginning of the season, right there.
I was all in. I was all in.
Same year.
Yeah.
Same.
There was another guy named Aaron Rodgers. I was like half chips in. I don't know what's happened here. Hey, I want to wave to you too. How are you doing?
I'm out on him. I'm out on Rodgers, but question to the panel really quick. Does Matt Eberflus make it through the entire season?
Ooh. Okay. So for those who don't know, that is the Chicago coach, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. He might be done.
Okay. Tony, do you still have that endorsement with the dog biscuit company? No. Okay. What are you eating there, Tony? What do you got?
Now we're going to go over. If I have an endorsement with dog biscuits, you have an endorsement with Maybelline. Keep it up.
I do.
Brian
you know,
Thomas
I'd
Jr.
be open to
If
that.
the Jaguars sit him against the Lions, I have no debate against this. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's got a chest issue and was limited in practice on Thursday. So yes, I would sit him.
Oh, really?
Ted, what you got on this guy?
Nah, sit him.
Brian,
Sit.
Mike.
No, I wouldn't sit him.
I'm gonna sit him. Chest injury, losing team. Not saying he won't get any yards against the Lions. I don't expect much personally.
Do you know how many wide receivers play with chest, back, knee?
But the seriousness of the chest thing is limited practice, Mike. You got to factor that in too. He's not.
Okay, but Amari
Not enough
Cooper
reps.
is going to play today with a cast on his arm.
But was he in a full practice though? That's the big difference.
He was partial practice.
If you got chest injury, sit down. You saw what happened to Tagovailoa. Don't get me started. Jalen Waddle with the Dolphins sit him against the Raiders. This is because of the quarterback issue. Plain and simple. The man's a beast at wide receiver. This is because of the quarterback issue. I'm just going to go ahead and be honest.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm not even going to hold up on that. That's exactly what that is. He's not getting numbers the way he was at Tua. He's on the field. He's not going up against a decent team. Well, I'll take that back. The Raiders can mess you up. Yeah, I'd go ahead and sit him. Jordan Addison of the Vikings.
No, I love him. He's great.
Based on what you all said about Sam Darnold earlier, that's why they're saying this. Go ahead.
He was so good. Two games ago, he was phenomenal. He is one of the most gifted wide receivers in the league. I think if he had a better quarterback, sorry, Sam, he would be lighting up the scoreboard. His skills are not being utilized. I don't think I would ever sit him. So that's just me.
Well, it depends on what
what the combination is. And I know what you're saying per week, and
it's the
but
combination.
for me,
Ted
no.
had to drop out. He's got to go. I appreciate Ted even coming through. Brian, I guess you're good over there. Rich, what you got?
Jordan caught 2 of 5 targets for 25 yards, adding a 4-yard rush to the 12-7. It was a low-scoring game, so he's projected 5 points. And previous games, he lit up. What the hell's going on here? He lit up. No, Jacksonville. Yeah, low-scoring game. The game before that was 11. He's going to get some points, but I'd probably agree with the sit him. Well, then again, he's going against Tennessee, but that I don't know. It's a mixed bag.
I think he'll do great this week. Just a feeling.
Yeah, he might get his average points as far as
I personally would not sit him.
No.
Deontay Johnson of the Ravens. I wouldn't sit him, but I'm expecting him to get a touchdown this game.
He is having all kinds of issues with the team. He's not meshing well. I guess he's been causing rumors and saying inappropriate things, and I've been reading that recently.
He just got traded a couple of weeks ago, which blew my mind.
And he's already, tested the waters, unfortunately, with some of the things he said. It kind of reminds me of Stephen Diggs.
Maybe
that kind of personality.
Maybe he wanted to get out of Carolina. He might have wanted to get out of Carolina.
It reminds me of if I bring up, Aaron Rodgers with my dear friend here, Rich. It's like a different world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't sit him. No,
I wouldn't either. No, he's got the confidence of the coach because he will likely see an increase in snaps going forward with multiple practices now under his belt, says head coach. So the coach has confidence from what I'm seeing here.
Good.
So.
Well, if he gets the snaps, then maybe it'll work out. It doesn't really matter if you get along with your teammates.
Breaking news.
Getting along with the coach, I think that.
I got breaking news. Excuse me, Rich.
Yeah, sure.
Dante Foreman, running back, out. Just popped up as an alert. My apologies. Rich, go ahead, please.
Thank you.
No, I'm good. I just say he has a confidence as a coach. I think if anything, if I got confidence as a coach has a feel for the overall team. The other thing, it just might be a sideshow as far as that goes. But
got you. He won't get the numbers he's supposed to get, but he is on an elite team. And I say the Ravens are elite because they are my AFC pick for the Super Bowl.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
That's all I have to say. Is elite.
Yeah, they're going up against Steelers who are looking like they want to
know,
get back.
though, he has been
This is a
injured
beast of a game.
on and off, right? Like Lamar has been suffering, like physically. Thank God they have the weapons they have this year because he has not had to run and put his body in harm's way. I think if they did not have Derrick Henry right now, he would be honestly injured. So, Derrick Henry is now taking a lot of that pounding instead of, but Lamar has been questionable on a lot of practices the last 2-3 weeks. And he's had, the other thing is too, they don't tell you everything. Ted, I just want to ask you a question.
Mike,
when we brought up Aaron Rodgers, was that why you left?
Mike, stay on topic.
He's heading to the team site. He's mobile.
Okay. All right.
We'll get a remote at the field.
Okay. All right. He's going to send love letters.
Ladies and gentlemen, wide receiver recommendations. Week 11, 2024 season course on NFL.com. Let's go to tight ends. Holy smokes.
We're rocking, man. I told you, let's start early.
No, it ain't about starting early. That's no point. Remember last week?
Here's the thing, though. If you have 4 people, you're going to have more commentary, which means each player takes longer.
Nobody has done more commentary than you this broadcast, trust me.
I have been coasting at a very calm pace here, sir.
Compared to your own pace, I agree. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's the Maybelline. Yeah. You know what? My next endorsement
tight ends. Start him instead of TJ Hawkinson of the Vikings. Start him against the Titans.
Mary Kay. I want the pink vehicle. Thank you.
I have no debate against this. Rich, do you have any debate against this?
No, he went for 72 yards last week as a tight end, which is probably a lot in week 10. And he caught 8 of 9 targets for 72 yards on the 12-7 win against the Jaguars last week.
He's finally healthy, guys.
Yeah, and that's a big factor there.
Exactly,
too.
Mike. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's finally feeling himself again.
I wonder if he's the main factor of that offense, which has given one of the biggest turnarounds.
I can't believe Detroit gave him up. That was not right.
I couldn't either. That's my point. So, Mike, this will be my recommendation.
Sure.
If I may. When you do your football during the week, see if he is the main factor for that team with the turnaround that they've had and as strong as that offense is right now, because none of us expected this. And maybe we missed something. I know he was good with Detroit, but now Detroit's about to be Super Bowl bound, and they weren't with him.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. So check on that if you don't mind. Rich, you get a chance, bring it up during the week as well. Tucker Kraft for the Packers. I got no debate against this guy. None. Zero.
No, he's getting the balls. He's just not getting the yardage. He went 4 for 6 targets last week for 34 yards, and the Packers win. The 6 targets were most Kraft has seen in past games. So the quarterback's looking for him.
Both quarterbacks. Green Bay has a good starting quarterback and a good backup quarterback. Yeah. Green Bay's on fire.
Right.
They're an all-star team as well of young talent.
Yes,
they are. No,
there's a man here that looks like Brian. Hi, Brian.
Brian's back. Good. Dallas Goedert.
Sorry, I had a phone call.
No, you good. Dallas Goedert to the Eagles against the Commanders. This is a yes, even though he doesn't get a lot of numbers to me. Dallas Goedert has been in the league for a while. He's on the field. He doesn't get the ball a lot, but when he does, he produces. I have no. He
ended up getting 6 points fantasy football wise on the game, and he was solid in the win on Thursday.
Yes.
Part of the problem with that team is because there is so many mouths to feed, right? In that buffet of talent that they have, they will probably end up having the most all-star candidates of any team this year.
Oh, true. That's a good point.
Like that, their defense is mind-blowing. One thing you can say about Philadelphia, they know how to draft. They are masters at drafting. Now, the coaching is not the greatest. It's. You
had doubts about them beginning the season, but I think I agree with you.
Yeah, well, what they're showing me now. What do they have? 6? Is it 6 wins in a row now?
They do that every season. They'll either win 6 or they'll lose 6 in a row. They got a history of doing that.
Yeah, you're right, because they won 10 in a row last year and then lost. Yeah, I totally agree. Brian, what do you think? Are you okay? Did that relationship not go well?
No, my brother
No.
called me.
Oh, okay. It wasn't like a woman situation like the normal.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
My brother called me.
Dude. Hunter Henry, I like this guy. He doesn't get the ball enough.
Agreed.
He's a sleeper.
He is a definite sleeper.
He had a full practice Thursday, and he's been up. Henry's upgraded his participation level after being limited in Wednesday's practice. Fantasy managers should expect Henry to suit up against Rams in Week 11 because he possible foot issue. So that says limited. So
you know what though? He is such a massive body. They're going to need him if they have any chance.
Yeah.
And Los Angeles isn't really that great on the run. They're defending the run, and they're not that great at defending pass too. They're mid. So if they're going to have any chance of winning, did you pick the Patriots?
No.
Did anybody pick the Patriots?
I think. Let me
I think
check.
I did.
Yeah, I think I did too. Let me see. Let's see real quick here and get to the list.
I think this will be a fun game to watch because Drake May is really coming into his own.
If Drake May comes into his own, that's going to be good for him. And
I picked New England. Brian picked New England. Tony picked Rams. Tina picked Rams. Captain Rehab Rams.
What did I pick?
You picked New England.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah. So according to Bleacher Report, Hunter Henry as the sleeper. Henry may be the most reliable weapon the Patriots have in the passing game this season. The Rams have been generous to opposing tight ends this season, giving up the 9th most PPR points per game to the position.
He's on the field that he'll matter, honestly. Whether you see numbers out of him or not, I want to say this to everybody out there. Whether you see numbers from Hunter Henry,
wait a minute.
He will
Michael,
matter on your team. He will matter. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Michael. You picked the Rams.
Yeah. Do you know why I picked them? Because Puka Nacua is back and Cooper Kupp.
And Cooper Kupp is back. Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
That was the only reason.
I got to relook at that. I apologize. Thank you. I don't know how I got.
That's okay.
It's all good. I got nothing against Hunter Henry anywhere. Straight up.
As long as it's in my favor, I'm always okay.
Gotcha. Sam Laporta. Isn't he injured? Yes. Down there. I was seeing it this morning before we started. Sam Laporta is actually out.
He's been injured.
Yeah. He's taking too many blows. And I say it like that because he's out there getting hit.
He's got some real leg.
Well, I mean, Texas defense ain't no joke. I mean, they're up there.
Yeah. He's getting hit. So no disrespect, but I hope he gets better. If you need, there you go, Brian. There's your boy. Brian, there's your boy.
Yeah, don't. I mean,
just so you know, I've got Sam Laporta has been ruled out for Sunday against the Jaguars.
Yeah, I was just showing that, Rich. We got.
Okay. You did. Okay, I was okay. Yeah.
No, you all right. I know you was digging it up. You good?
Yeah, Dawson Knox. Yeah, don't count that man out. That man's gonna be mainly like red zone only.
You might want to pick him up.
You know why he's good? Because Kincaid is out. Kincaid is hurt. Dalton Kincaid is not playing today.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get the ball a little bit. There's so many mouths to feed on the Buffalo Bills as well, like you were just saying.
Yeah, so pretty much Dawson Knox, he's going to be targeted to if you're like 2nd and 3 or 3rd and 3 and right in the end zone. So he'll be heavily crucial in the red zone.
I agree with this one.
Kincaid's suffering a knee injury.
Gotcha. Siddums, Evan Ingram of the Jaguars.
Yes.
Only because he's against the Lions. That's only.
Yeah. I agree.
That's one of the longest standing tight ends in the NFL, in my opinion. But yeah, that's only because they're going up against the Lions and he's on the Jaguars. Jay Ferguson. Yeah, Jesus. Go ahead, Brian.
Is he hurt?
Go ahead, Brian.
Jake Ferguson's going to be confined.
Oh, is that what it is?
This is not a Jay Ferguson problem. It is a quarterback problem. Exactly.
So when you say confined, what do you mean by that? Are they going to get him before the game or during the game?
No, meaning like he's not going to get much production.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
This is Rich. You're in agreement with this, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah. Just Houston. They're just gonna. I agree with what Brian. They're gonna. That word contain. That's exactly what they're gonna do.
I'm going to
promise you.
disagree with all of you, and I'm going to go with don't sit him. I think he'll still get production.
Let me throw this out there. If the Texans beat the Cowboys by 3 touchdowns, it's going to be a riot in this state. It will be a riot in this state. Cole Kimmett of the Bears. Let me tell y'all something.
Solidification.
I like this guy as tight end. Not being funny, all jokes aside. I had him last season. I watched
He's
a couple of
phenomenal.
games. He is a
Yeah.
good tight end for your team.
Yeah.
He really is. He should be one of the motivations behind the Bears offense. Him and DJ Moore alone should be high motivation for the Bears offense, but it's not working.
Yeah.
Start him.
Caleb, though,
start
and him are not connecting right. There's something not working there. That's too bad.
Which is why that's why they're simplifying the offense.
But you know what?
Yes.
Every time they got a
Good
quarterback,
point.
it's a damn
He's got a
problem.
great point right there.
Every time they get a quarterback, there's another damn problem with the Bears. It's the Bears offense, in my opinion. You got to sit. I hate to say it.
I think it's ownership too, buddy.
We're going to get to that soon. We're going to get to that
It's the
soon.
front office, but I would start him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I've always liked him.
Dalton Schultz. Yeah, me
Love
and Brian
him.
talked about him a lot back when
Yeah.
we first started doing this.
I think Brian likes Houston, don't you? You think? I think he likes him.
Yeah, I get that impression.
You know, I just thought not as
What are
much.
you talking about, man? I mean,
Not as much as Buffalo, but you know,
I just state the obvious.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. You know,
I
just
would
because the
not
guy
sit
owns a
Dalton
hat
Schultz.
doesn't mean he didn't get it on budget.
Unless
Go ahead.
Dalton Schultz is hurt, I would not sit him.
No,
I
do
would
not
not.
sit
And we
him.
remember him in Dallas. There's no way I'm going to sit him. He's a tight end on the Texans. They're
Look
gonna
at his
put him
neck.
everywhere. Yeah,
Crazy.
I'm not sitting him. That's just me though. Zach Ertz to the Commanders. No.
Oh, I thought he was
Yeah, that
great
was-
last week. He was great.
I know when they
Oh,
said,
dude.
well, this was Thursday night's game, Mike. This was the Thursday night game right here.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, like, wait, hang on.
He was
Like,
great.
Yeah, whoever said sit him is a dumbass.
No, they're not because of numbers. It's because they're on the field, don't mean they'll put up numbers for the week in
Well,
fantasy.
Okay.
but
So-
he still
so
got numbers though. He did, didn't
Yeah.
he?
So
Yeah.
on ESPN Fantasy, I
Yes.
started him on ESPN Fantasy. I got
Mhm.
18.7 points.
Yeah,
On
Six,
Thursday night?
yeah.
6 receptions, 47 yards, and a touchdown.
He was
Thursday night?
phenomenal. Yeah,
Thursday night, yeah.
he was
Wow.
great. He was one of the highlights of their team.
Wow.
Yes.
He
Wow.
was one of the few targets that was able to contain
He
the
scored
ball
that
and
he
not
scored that
lose it.
last one. He scored that last touchdown for Washington.
Yeah, he's old too, right,
Gotcha.
guys?
Rich, you all right over there?
I think
Yeah,
Rich
you
got
see-
upset. We started talking about things.
I think he had the revenge. It was kind of like a revenge game for him because he used to be
It
a
might have been.
Philadelphia.
That was his old team. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your tight end recommendations, week 11, 2020.
See, look at that. I would avoid Ertz.
Mhm.
Yeah, whatever. That's a dumbass.
Well, because of that Eagles defense, I understand it.
Yeah,
I
but
understand.
the Eagles defense, you know, as much as I praised them, they did not look super
At the
in
beginning
that
of the
game.
no.
Yeah,
beginning of the
they
game.
were a little sloppy, I thought.
Because of Washington. Washington got their shit together. I'll go ahead and say it.
They're a good team. They are.
Yes.
They're a good team.
Jojo called it. Jojo called it. He said, "Do not."
The
sit
Commanders
Washington."
got their shit together. Big ups to
Wow.
them. Big ups to the
I
Falcons.
thought it
too.
would take 2 to 3 years for them to get momentum like they're getting this year, and they're showing that they could be a real contender by next year.
Me and Brian said that 2 seasons ago, right? Mike, not being funny, you wasn't around for it. We said they were going to be coming.
Yeah.
Once they changed their name, they remember that, Brian?
Mhm.
We kept saying, and they here. They are here.
Well, they have a world class quarterback now, though,
We
right?
got a great squad. Stardom kickers. Jaime Fairbairn, Chris
Yes,
Bosley,
yes, yes, and yes.
Justin Tucker. Absolutely. Even with who they're up against. Absolutely.
They say that Justin Tucker has not been as good this year.
Yeah, he missed a couple of kicks. I did see
Yeah, he
that.
missed a couple of kicks, which is really odd
It is
because for
I-
years he's been known as the number
one
one
of the
kicker.
elite kickers, yes.
I think he missed 5 points worth
Yeah,
in
I
the
think he
last
missed
game.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he missed 2 kicks.
yeah, like 3 years ago when he missed that one field goal and everybody was like, "You missed," and the look on his face was like, "I missed."
We all look like that.
I'm
Young
amazed
recruit,
at how far
big
they
beats.
could kick now.
Tyler Bass, Evan McPherson, Harrison Butker.
Yes,
Harrison
yes,
Butker's
yes.
in trouble. I saw
No,
a story on him last week.
Butker's on
hurt.
IR.
He's hurt.
He's out. He's
He's
for
on
the year.
IR, yeah.
He's getting knee surgery.
There you go, right there. Butker's on IR due to surgery. That
Yeah,
was
he's getting
a
it. He's getting an MCL tear.
Gotcha.
MCL
Jake
repair.
Moody, Cameron Dicker, absolutely.
Is that common with kickers?
if you, it's like, I mean, you could tear your knee on anything. I mean, I guess it's like if you planted your leg wrong.
Oh, guys, we're at 12.
No shit. Cameron Dicker, Jake Moody, start them Siddums, Blake Group, Will Lutz, Daniel Carson, Dustin Hawkins, Cam Little,
No, start
Matt
Daniel
Gay,
Carson.
Joey Sly, Nick Folk. God, I hate seeing his name on Siddums.
Start Matt Gay.
I would probably.
He missed a lot the other day. He was shaky, Matt Gay, the other day. I didn't mean to make that rhyme. Sorry.
I think I would start Group A, Saints kicker. I would start him. I would start Lutz.
Yeah.
Based on what we talked about today.
Carlson's pretty accurate. Start him.
Mm-hmm.
But keep it within. If you're going to kick it, keep it within the 40-yard range.
But Brian, here's the thing. I don't know if you know this. Kickers in the league in general are 75% accurate.
Yeah.
And the elite ones are 85%.
Yeah, I was going to go higher. I got you.
No, I'm talking across the board. The whole league is 75%.
Gotcha. Ladies and gentlemen, those are kicker recommendations. Week 11, 2024 season course. NFL.com. Now we're going to go through the defenses and finally wrap this up because it's already noon.
We're done.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done. I wanted to get done by 12, but we're almost there.
Yeah.
Start them and sit them defenses. Start the Texans defense against the Cowboys. I'm going to go ahead and say absolutely this week. Absolutely this week.
Oh, yeah, especially this week.
Absolutely this week. Vikings defense, start them against the Titans without question. Without question. Rich, you good over there? Because he went down. I don't know what happened. Detroit Lions, I have no debate. You have to start the Lions defense against the Jaguars. The Dolphins.
That still might be high scoring, though.
Talking about this one? Lions,
that might still be high scoring. You never know.
Maybe. Dolphins, Raiders.
Well,
this is going to be a shaky game.
That'll be high scoring. I don't think I'd start the defense.
No, it'd be a lot of running. It's going to be a run game.
I think it's going to be a lot of running, yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of passing. Miami is Waddle looked good last week.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a lot of running. It's going to be a run game.
Packers defense against the Bears. I have no debate against that, y'all. None. Zero.
Well, the Bears didn't have a touchdown, for 2 games?
They got
I think that's right. I think for 2 games they didn't have a touchdown. It was all kicking.
Sit the Steelers defense against the Ravens. I wouldn't do that. But the Steelers aren't known for nothing.
I understand it though.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. It's points wise. It's because of points. But they'll be out there. They're gonna be on their fields. I wish the hell I would sit the Chiefs defense against the Bills. I wish the hell I would.
I think that'll be high scoring, guys. I do. I think that'll be a 30-pointer.
You got a 9-0 versus an 8-2. I'm out for the next 10 minutes. We have, I guess. Okay, you good, Rich. You good. 9-0 versus 8-2. I ain't sitting nothing nobody. I think people got waivers to play this game. I'm not sitting anybody. My point exactly.
Yeah, see,
the Bills defense and the Chiefs. You know what? Whoever is an elite or whoever wants to know something is probably going. Who wants to do something is going to be on the field. They know how to get each other. This is once again potential AFC Championship matchup game.
I'm thinking of last year though. The game was in the 30s, right? It was like 30 something. 32, 34 or something like that. I remember.
It's going to be high scoring, yes. But they I'm not sitting either one of those defenses personally. Eagles defense.
So what's your logic there though? Just explain that.
I'm going to get to you. Hold on. I'm going to get to you. Eagles defense and Commanders defense. You all saw Thursday night's game. Would you have set either one of those defenses?
No.
Me neither.
Okay. I had to sit the Eagles defense. I had to bench them because I started the kicker, Austin Eckler, and Tyler and McLaughlin.
Yeah,
I started them too, and it would be kind of contradicting. So I had to bench them.
I would not have said.
I would have not. Maybe the Washington Commanders. I would.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Austin Eckler scored. If I would have started the Philadelphia defense, if the kicker, either one of them score, I get negative points on the defense.
No, he's right. He's so
I had
right.
to bench him. I
Yeah.
had to bench him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Eckler was on fire, eh?
Now,
That
Mike,
was the
what did
best
you
game.
had? What you had on this right here, the Kansas City and Buffalo, was my logic between not sitting number one
Yeah. Like
because
what-
both of them are coming for each other's heads to get to the Super Bowl.
No, I get that. But if you
Mhm.
could have a better team that you didn't start the defense, like if I had to start the defense between either one, I would probably go with Kansas City starting the defense, but not Buffalo.
I think I would
I
take Buffalo's defense. If I had to pick between the two, I would take Buffalo.
yeah. Well, we'll see. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
a great game. I think
We're going
it's
to
going to
see.
be amazing.
We're
Yeah.
going to see. Ladies
Great
and
show,
gentlemen, those are
buddy.
your defensive recommendations, week 11, 2024
Yeah.
season. Of course, NFL.com. Now that I finally got through.
Great game. Great time. Great. We had
Honestly,
great
kicking the
guests.
broadcast. I just wanted to get done before noon, but we here. Brian, anything you want to add? You haven't been here all season for the most part. Go ahead and talk your talk a little bit.
No, I mean it's been good. A lot of unpredictability, but again, like I said it before, we're at the midpoint now, so this is a lot of make or break for a lot of teams, and a lot of teams that had shitty records or shitty starts. Now they're going to be kicking up, and they're trying to at least make it to the wild card.
I tend to agree. And I'll tell any and everybody out there, unless your team is on the 9th loss, you still have a chance,
Yeah.
which is damn near everybody in the NFL still.
Yeah,
It really is.
and I mean, and also too,
everybody having at least 6 losses this season.
We have seen crazier things.
I think there's going to be some serious upsets this week. I have a feeling that teams we think that can't beat the other teams are going to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. I mean, like
y'all talk for a minute. Go ahead, please.
In years past, I mean, take the Giants for example.
Mhm.
When Eli was running the helm,
Yeah.
they were like so, but then all of a sudden, like leading up to the Super Bowl, they won 10 away games straight.
That's
That was
crazy.
like that was unprecedented. Yeah,
You know how hard that is to do on the road?
and they started out 0-3.
That's phenomenal.
So I mean, crazy things can happen.
I just want to run a quick list
Go.
by you.
Look
Okay.
hasn't started yet, so we are right until he kicks in.
Okay, so I'm just going to run. These are who they're saying you should and must start as running backs for Week 11.
Go.
Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Devon Achane.
Stop. And I apologize to you.
Mm-hmm.
Christian McCaffrey is not 100% healthy, I don't believe, but he is back on the field. Though his name and Alvin Kamara's name need to be a top 2 running backs in NFL until both of them retire.
Yeah.
Al was a beast.
Well,
I apologize. Go ahead.
This was posted 3 hours ago. So Joe Mixon is also who has been on fire. Bijan Robinson, who I've not really been that jazzed about, but he's still getting numbers. Saquon Barkley.
Doing good, so you don't hear his name a lot, but the team's doing phenomenal.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley, of course, who's been unbelievable. Derrick Henry, yes. Kyron Williams and Breece Hall. And Jamar Gibbs and Chase Brown, who we talked about. Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Kenneth Walker III, Aaron Jones, and Kareem Hunt. Those are the top.
Joe Nixon?
Yeah, Joe Mixon. He says name.
Oh, okay.
Joe been showing out down there too. He been going crazy in Houston. You know whose name is not up there?
Yeah, there's the list right there. If you want to pop it,
I do.
There you go.
I'm going to have to expand that or something to see what we got here. Scroll up, Mike. Scroll up on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, seeing Tony Pollard at the towards the bottom, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. It is. Najee Harris down there too.
That's a good Tony Pollard is injured, right? But I think we're going to see a lot of running.
It's just Tennessee hasn't been performing, so
yeah,
it sucks. It's unfortunate.
That's a good.
Him and Tajay Spears. I mean, get your grounded pound.
Come here, baby.
That is a good list, straight up.
Guys, I'm going to scoot. So thank you. I got my wonder dog here. Come here, Tia. Come on.
I'll be trying to hurry up before the dog comes to get your attention, but look at what you do.
Yeah. Oh, she's on my bed now.
Go. We'll catch you later.
All right. Guys, thank you. Hey, Brian, well done. And listen, good luck with Buffalo. I really hope that works out for you. All right. Take care, buddy.
Hope the dog pees in your leg.
All right.
That joker. Like I said, you ain't been up in here for a minute, man. Anything you want to add on or put down for the week?
No, man. I mean, it's just just excited for tomorrow night. Hopefully, when I make it, because the guys are going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings by the time I get to Carlsbad tomorrow night. So hopefully get to catch it.
Yeah, you're going back. Got you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, sooner than when I should have. A day or two early, but
I want to hear that. Unfortunately, with your previous situation, how lucrative this is going to be. Take your ass the hell on stuff.
Yeah,
we talked about this. You're gonna be doing this on this shit.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
And what's weird though is like I downloaded Microsoft Edge just so if I could get restreamed, but apparently it keeps redirecting me to Safari. But Safari's like, no.
What you do is you put the browser on your phone, like I told you, and when you get the link in the league chat, copy and paste it over to the Microsoft Edge browser. It'll come up. That's what I've done with my phone.
Okay.
So that's how it works, and that's how I was able to jump on Glick's show when I was over there.
Okay.
Because Restream doesn't work with Safari now. It will try to, and it has a couple of times, but it's more reliable on Edge in the browser, Edge or Google Chrome.
All right.
Rich has got guests. Ted's out and about. Brian, appreciate you coming through. Mike, appreciate you coming through. Milton, thank you for coming.
Can you do me a favor?
Team, thank you for coming through. What?
Since it's gonna be a good day today, come on, let's do it.
No, I'm not doing that damn dance. Everybody, check your rosters, check your team. Get up on your updates in the event that something happens after this broadcast. You still got about 50 minutes left before the game starts. Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. Thank you all for being here. Maybe we'll be around tonight whenever Brian stops dancing. I will holler at you all later. 26 sets of eyes for the whole broadcast. Thank you all as a peak. Tina, I appreciate you sticking through all of this ruckus. I told you get them tomatoes ready. It's been a month. They should be rotten. Get them ready. I'm going to holler at y'all later.